to my YouTube channel. This is Khalif, aka K, also known as K. Let me get my mic, you all. Hold on, let's turn her up. Let's turn her up. Let's turn her up. Let's turn her up, you all. Yes. Okay, I know I have glare on my glasses, but I really do want to wear my glasses. I want to wear my glasses. I got lights and stuff on. The sun is out. It's all this glare, but I'm gonna talk anyway, despite the glare, because I have a lot of light. I usually do my videos at night. I never really do them in the daytime, but today I'm like, let's do them in the daytime. So I found this really cute article that I wanted to share with you all. It just really inspired me today because over the weekend, I'm gonna be honest with you, um, I didn't feel like super low, but I really had to do like a lot of just reflection over the weekend and just really like reflecting on how to grow, you know what I mean? And that's something that I'm constantly like seeking, right? As I like continue this journey and just live everyday life, you know what I mean? So I found this really, really cute article. It's from the Daily Star, and it's called it's under their hashtag perspective section. And I was just reading today and working on some stuff. And it says 6 behaviors to avoid. But for me, I would like to title this video Ways to Exhibit Grace. Right? So I was inspired by this particular article. And the first, these are just three, like a few ways, not three, probably like 3 to 5. So, ways to exhibit grace. So, first would be don't brag, right? Um, don't brag, don't brag. So, I'm going to read what they put for this particular section here. They put smart people don't need to. Their achievements shine through their work and their genuine group of friends, etc. Sorry, not etc. Their achievements shine through their work, and their genuine group of friends act as their flag bearers. This is primarily because people with class do not feel the need to have other people's validation or admiration. Ooh, catch that. Highly private by nature, elegant people are confident and yet inspired to superior standards. This is why, even if they don't undermine their accomplishments, they'd rather keep it quiet. And honestly, I thought about this over the weekend because I recently got accepted into USC's School of Journalism. Shout out to USC, y'all. Shout out, shout out, shout out. And I was just so happy because I've always wanted to go to USC ever since I was in high school. Like literally, like I've always wanted to go to USC. So I chickened out. I remember in high school, I chickened out because I just simply did not believe in myself. Like, I didn't believe that I could do it. I didn't believe that I could go forward. And let me know. I like holding the mic. I just like holding it. It's so cute. Although you don't have to hold it. I like to hold it to my face, but I don't have to hold it. I'm a mess. So yeah, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe it, although I really wanted to get into journalism professionally. And it's so funny because, okay, so when I was in high school, I applied to NYU, I applied to UCLA, and I went to UCLA. And I started my USC application and I didn't go, right? I applied to PACE. I got accepted into PACE. I applied to Hofstra University in New York, got accepted into there. I wanted to apply to Ford, I think it's Ford University or Fordham University in New York City, because I really, really wanted to be a journalist. Like that was my thing. I was like, girl, I want to like really like have some fun with this and see what I could do. And yeah, and I just chickened out, you know? So got accepted in UCLA, tried to do comm there, did not work out. I'll tell y'all the story one day because it was a very bad story as to why it did not work out. But I'm so happy because it's such a full circle moment for me because I know I don't have to go and get a master's. I know, and it's so funny, like I thought about this and this is what I've been thinking about all week and I was like, dang, do you really want to go? Like, do you really want to go? And I know I don't have to go, but I want to go because I really, and I think this is for all people with master's degrees, right? Like, people go to get their graduate degrees usually to elevate in their career. And for me, that's something that I've just been seeking. You know, I'm like, no, I really want to like write some stuff. Like, I really want to see what I could do. This is something that I like. I blogged a little bit and then I gave up. I had this cute little blog back in the day. And I wrote a little bit on there, and then it got a little murky sometimes. I was doing some stuff I shouldn't have done on that blog, right? But I learned my lesson from that. And, you know, And it wasn't anything negative. It was just the way that I went about things. But we'll talk about that another day for those who know me in real life. Um, but for those of you who don't know me, I'll tell you one day. But basically, that blog exists. It's called nodirection.blogspot.com because literally I wanted to do journalism, but I had no direction. So I titled it No Direction. I'm a mess. So, but on that blog, I did music reviews. I did celebrity like commentary on that blog. I did a little bit of reporting, and I was inspired by Nicole. At the time, she went by Nicole Bitchy. Now she goes by Hello Nicole for my bloggers, and then also B Scott. You know, so those were the two that really I was like, oh, they're doing such a great job. At the time, you know, so I just wanted to build something for me with my writing and, you know, just really show that. And, you know, it was a lot. It was a lot. And that was at the height of my transition. And I was so young, you know, I was so young and I was really trying to just get somewhere, but I had a lot of stuff going on in there, right? So I share all that to say, when I announced that I got into USC, you know, I humbly declared that I got in. I was not trying to brag, you know, but I had to just state that and give myself flowers and give myself a pat on the back, you know, for everything I've been through. Because, you know, I don't want to be the greatest trans woman or nothing like that. I'm not seeking to be that, but I definitely want to establish myself. You know what I mean? And really be, you know, really just get some good culturally forward. Did I say that correctly? I really want to storytell, right? And I want to do this through my YouTube and my podcast and have fun, have some little fun commentary, a little bit of messy commentary here and there, but you got to do it a certain way, you know, but genuinely, like, I want to have fun and, you know, just follow my dreams. And, yeah, so the first rule is to never brag and don't brag. And let me go back because I'm all over the place and I'm not going to edit this video because, you know, I still got to study that. But basically, the article stated that smart people don't need to because their achievements show that, you know. And I believe despite all the difficulties that I've dealt with, I definitely achieved that. I understand that degrees don't guarantee anything, but a degree does show the hard work that someone has done and it shows commitment. You know what I mean? And it shows that you can stay dedicated to something. And after what I went through, left for 3 years, came back, finished because I told myself, I said, you finish what you started. You know what I mean? You finish what you started. And I'm getting a little emotional as I say this, but I really had to tell myself that you finish what you started. Don't let the negativity get you down. Don't let the bullying of other people, because, you know, I was the first trans woman to transition on that campus. I was back at that school back before they got all inclusive like they are now. I was definitely like the first, you know, and I'm not saying that as a bragging thing, but what I'm saying is that, you know, as far as being a black trans girl, like I went through a really, you know, it was rough, you know, but I take account of, I own it, you know what I mean? And I was doing all these internships and I felt like, you know, at that time, it was just a lot, you know, no one like understood me. And I felt like it was just a lot of like politics, you know, but another conversation for another day because I went back and I'm all good and I finished and, you know, I'm not trying to badmouth or anything like that. That's not my goal, but it's just transparency, you know? And never brag, you know, for me, let's get back to that point because we all over the place. I'm such an Aquarius, but I promise I hope you're following me. So when it comes to not bragging, I wrote down the work that you have done will shine through even when you aren't always recognized. Even if you know your talent, others will see that as distasteful and not like you. And that's what I wrote to the point of number one. When someone is braggadocious and cocky, it's the difference between confidence and being braggadocious and people telling that you're fake. Do you see what I'm saying? So you could be confident and know what you bring to the table. But even in that, people are still people, right? We all have things in us, you know? So for me, I try to practice not bragging. That's something where I'm like, let me not brag because I understand that degrees do not define me, you know? They help. They definitely help. But I think in life, we all get so caught up by degrees. And I want the degree. Don't get it twisted. I want it. I do. But what I'm saying is that when we get caught up in all the material things and stuff like that, it blocks us, you know? It holds us. And we have to see beyond that. Next would be, and this goes back to ways to exude grace and show grace. Next would be to don't pretend to be someone you are not, and this is what the article said, which I actually really like this particular point. Elegance is this is what the article said. Elegance is owning your personality, not borrowing or stealing from others. Classy people are original and confident about themselves at all times. This may come across as suspicious or pretentious to some people, but only because they carry themselves so flawlessly. See, I'm a mess. I really, really, really like that particular point because, I think in the age that we live in, right? Social media is something that is very influential, right? And there are times where when we're watching this stuff and we might see people who we like and who we dislike, but if you really pay attention, you're watching that stuff every single day, you're scrolling on that feed every single day. Why do you think that there are stats that show why people are depressed? Because of social media, right? Now, I know social media is a tool. Social media is a beautiful tool, and it could be very positive. We have spaces where we find community. We have spaces where we find funny stuff. Like me, I'll be on there. I like the blog. I'm not gonna hold you. I enjoy a little blog here and there. I enjoy the little crazy blogs. I do silently. It's such a bad thing because I know the blogs are very negative, right? And even for me, I be having like, oh, let me get out of that. Let me get out of that echo chamber because it's negative. It is so negative. It's so negative, right? And there are moments where I've had to ask myself, like, oh, why do I like this shit? Like, why do I like this, man? Like this. But what I try to do is I try to hold on to the fun aspects of it, because a lot of the blogs can be very, very transphobic. The black blogs, I'm talking about the black culture blogs, not the other ones. I don't know nothing about those ones. But the black blogs, the celeb ones, and all that stuff, all that Instagram culture that we follow, who, it's sort of like I call it the modern day tabloid, right? It's there to serve a function. It's there to be messy and get hits and clicks. That's the aura of it. That's what it's there for. You know what I mean? So I get it. I get it because it's like a media takeout. It's like that stuff. But after a while, for some reason, it just feels so heavy. And not only that, when you see the comments, you see people saying horrible stuff to each other all day. You see people fighting each other. And then if you got like a favorite celeb, like for example, let me not say a fave. Well, a celeb who I admire, right? Because, I'm not trying to like idolize all these people, right? But what I'm saying is that for example, I really support Megan Thee Stallion, right? Back when Megan was going through her case, I was just like, oh my God, like why are they talking about this lady like this? And I was so passionate, I was so hurt because I was like, oh, she's like really doing it in this rap thing. So I was like defending her, and then me and this guy who we were cool, we followed each other, and he got mad at me because I was sharing some stuff on my page. Oh, I sound so messy. No, but because Tory Lanez, no, because they were sharing stuff about Megan, So for me, I was like, I'm a real hottie. Like, y'all are not going to do this to her. So I was sharing like the little memes about Tory. Look, full transparency. I felt so bad admitting this on camera. But I was sharing it on my story. Look, and I'm not a stan. I'm a supporter. But I was like, I love Meg, like y'all got to stop disrespecting this beautiful black queen like this. Like, don't do that. So this guy got mad at me, y'all, and he literally, and I'm going on a tangent because I have so much to say, but he unfollowed me, and we had some words, because we both just did not see eye to eye about our viewpoints about like protecting black women and things like that, because he was just like protect black men, and I'm like, but this black man did this to her, like, and we just kept, it was a mess. So it got really, really ugly. I don't know how we got on that particular topic, but I am not editing this video, y'all, okay? But I share that to let you all know that that was an example of how social media could be very negative, right? So my critique of social media is that I see a lot of people who they're trying to find their identity online, and they are so influenced. And I'm tying this back to the point of never try to be someone who you are not. We all have to just be our authentic selves. It's okay to be inspired. It's okay to be inspired. But be you. Be you, be you, be you, be you, be you, be you, be you. And I remember when I was younger, I was so easily influenced, right? And I was myself, but I was influenced. I think all of us are influenced by pop culture. All of us are influenced by music. We're influenced by all these things, right? And then we have to tap into who we are and know that we are who we are. You are the person that you are. The way that you talk makes you special. The way that you look makes you special, right? Like those are things that I've had to like tell myself. So I really like that point. And this is a long video, but I hope you enjoy. We're almost done. We're almost done. We got 15 up in here. We got 15. Next would be to never. Ooh, there's some good ones here. But these are ways to exude grace. One of my favorite ones was don't give in to peer pressure, okay? So they put and they titled it Never Give In to Peer Pressure. I call it Don't Give In to Peer Pressure because it happens. That's why I put don't do it because sometimes it does happen. Peer pressure exudes itself all the time. Even as adults, peer pressure is a thing. You know, there are some people who just want friends so badly and they give into peer pressure. So it still exists. Um, Here's what they said: smart people know when to stop. They do not succumb to peer pressure, especially if they know things can slip out of their control. While fun loving and laid back with the people around them, they protect their boundaries like sharks. This means having the confidence to say no and in a way that doesn't sound rude, okay? I love this one. I love this one. I love this one. It's okay for us to say no sometimes. It's okay for us to not always have the energy or the capacity. It's hard saying yes because you want to please people, especially if you come from a place of like some trauma, some things that you've been through, you know, in life where you probably are on your own and you've lost people. Like, don't give in to peer pressure. Say no. Say no if you don't want to do something. Say no, and say it in a polite way. You know, unless the person's being rude to you, then you can just flat out say no. Like, there's no reason to be rude about it. But if you don't have the capacity and you're really trying to focus and tune in. And my glasses are a little crooked. Sorry, y'all. Ooh, do we got it? Lord Jesus. Tune into your focus, right? Tune into your particular focus. You have to not give in. And for me, boundaries is something that I've had to practice, even with me, because I care so much, and I feel like this is why in my actual private life, and I'm not trying to like tell all my business, but I've had situations where the care was too much, the passion was too much. And I had to really be like, okay, let me tune that passion back into myself. And maybe it's the Aquarius in me, you know, water bearers, shall we carry the water? You know, so it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I got to give to me because I'm all I got. I cannot give to every single body. Like, we all have to learn how to give to ourselves. And I notice, and this is what I always say, and I've said this on my actual audio podcast a few times in my episodes. People will choose them over you every day. So choose you over other people, right? It's okay for us to love our family, our friends, our whoever it is, right? But we cannot kill ourselves trying to be there for people all the time. Some people are going to peer pressure you into wanting to do stuff, and you have to have the ability to say no. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to say that. I don't want to dress that way. I want to, whatever I want to do me. And if I want to do something, I'm going to do it my way, right? Now, as you say that, right? Make sure that you're okay with that. You know, if someone's pressuring you to do something that you don't want to do or you just don't have the time for, this is your life. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really like that one, especially the boundaries piece of protecting your boundaries like a shark. You know, because I've had to learn that with myself. I'm like, let me protect my own boundaries. I'm like, let me chill, because this is probably why I'm stressed out or why I'm overthinking, because I'm taking on the weight of someone else. You know, and I've had people reject me before because I was expecting them to carry me. So as I say this, I'm not saying this like I haven't done it. Like, I feel like in my life, I have put too much weight on some people and friends who I don't necessarily, I miss them a little bit, but I understand why the friendship ended. Um, it ended, right? But I at that time I was like, oh, I'm putting too much on that person. I gotta trust me, and I have to trust the inner knowing, you know, trust God, trust the higher, you know, like trust that in me and know that I got me, you know, and that, you know, I got this. And I don't need to do nothing I don't want to do. I be getting deep all the time. This ain't no fake deep though. I'm not. Because, you know, people be like, oh, she out here be a fake deep. I promise you I'm not. Oh, I like this one. Okay, next one, y'all. This is the fourth way to exude grace. Okay. Never seek attention. I like this one. It says classy people are often in the spotlight, but rarely would you see them enjoying it or hogging it. Even with something as mundane as their daily conversations, they prefer letting the other person speak rather than going on about themselves. They are naturally curious people and love to learn by observation and listening. I love. Oh, that's my favorite one. Now, it said never seek attention. I'm gonna say don't seek attention. I'm gonna say don't because you, it's you never say never. That's impossible, right? We all like a little attention. People like to pop their stuff. We people like that. So I'm leaving space for that. But what I'm saying is that it's okay to share the light. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to share with other people, share the energy with other people, right? And still be confident in who you are, but share the light, share that light with other people, share that particular light, share that space, and be yourself. Do things, do what you gotta do, but if the attention's gonna come, it's gonna come naturally because that's just who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to do the influencer thing, if you want to, like me, I'm new to this, like I'm restarting this, um, and I don't really know what my goal is, but my goal is to get my content out and get my presence known, right? An influencer, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, y'all. Hey, it is what it is, But I'm like, honey, all these girls got their phones and they sitting here talking, and Khalif got something to say too. Okay, so, but just be yourself. Attention seeking. Let's. That's a lot. That's a lot because it's so tempting. I would say in this age it's so tempting because you see so many people who get like crazy numbers for doing crazy things, but then at the end of the day they don't last. Like there's no longevity. You know what I mean? And I don't really know why that is because they have the high numbers. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then you have people who don't really do much and they have high numbers. And I'm like, how the hell do they have? It's the whole thing. I don't know. But don't seek attention. Just let your light shine. Your light can exist. And that's what I like about that particular one. And for me, those are a few ways as to how to exude grace. And we're going to tie that back in here. Those are a few ways as to how to exude grace. It's just to be yourself, If someone disrespects you, like, or if you feel funny, like, make sure you check yourself first and check how you feel, right? I'm a little fly away. Check how you feel. Check how you feel. And when I say if someone like disrespects you or if you feel like you've been done wrong or something, like just think twice before you react. Try to not overthink. Try to remain present. Work on yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're doing the best that you can. And I'm only saying this because I went through some things where I was like, oh, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that. Because I'm confident, and I don't want to come across as cocky. I don't want to come across that way. I'm here to just do my thing, And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, y'all. But yeah, those are ways to exude grace. Sorry for going on my tangents. And I'm so excited. And thank you for watching this particular video. And I'm not going to edit anything. But I hope you enjoyed this particular video. Take care.